What is up, gamers? Staxwell's back at it again today with another video. Sorry to spam your guys' feed with uploads here. This market is just actually insane. We had the biggest Flesh and Blood tournament ever. I think it was like a side event at Worlds. It was the biggest one ever. So we have like that pushing on the market. We have on this side, more new players, more concurrent viewers, more watchers, more people looking at the game and getting into the game than ever before, pushing on the market. We have heavy hitters pushing on the market. So we have all these things like acting on the market here. It's just there's so much stuff moving all the time. I feel like every day I'm behind. I make a video and then the next day my video is so outdated. I got to put out another one. So let's just go ahead and jump straight into it here. As we all know, the adult Kasai got announced at Worlds. Looks absolutely sick. People maybe don't fully know how the game works though because they bought out Blood on her hands. This one doesn't actually make any sense to me because the adult Kasai, while she literally can play it, she doesn't make any copper. There's no ways, no good ways right now to make copper. There is that card, what's it called, Striker or something like that, the EA from Everfest that people are saying that they're gonna play, but that card says like the next weapon attack that hits this turn, you get 6 copper. Well, who you gonna activate Striker on someone and they're just gonna let you hit them and make 6 copper? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think anyone's like letting that go through. That just seems like underrate plays. Definitely not the direction she's gonna go. I know nothing of the cards that are gonna get announced, but I could tell you she's probably not gonna be playing Blood on her hands. Hate to break it to the whales that invested heavy bags into this card, but I genuinely don't think she's going to be playing it. So this one doesn't fully make sense to me, but the cheapest copy on the market is $12. Yesterday I seen him as high as $20. Cheapest rainbow on the foil on the market is $25. For some reason this also makes no sense, but the young Kasai has been bought to the $75 mark. There's one for $75. Then there's a moderately playing a damage for 90, and then they're $100. This is for the cold foil young Kasai hero. Makes no sense to me. But yeah, Kasai has people very hyped. I understand she's totally a cool hero, and I think the new cards look like flavorful and sick. The one that makes all the sellsword tokens just tickles my TCG brain in the right way. I want to play it. I don't know. Warmonger's Diplomacy, as we talked about before, was in 6 of the top 8 decks at Worlds, so it's no surprise that the card just keeps going up. It's $60 for the cheapest copy on the market now, and there's only like 10 on the market before they're gone completely. We've seen the same thing with Codex of Frailty at the Pro Tour last year. When these cards are just seen in so many decks, they tend to just go crazy. Cash In was another one that got bought up. This one makes a bit more sense to me though because Kasai is making gold tokens, so Cash In becomes a pot of greed. It's always good in every game. Draw 2 cards. I understand this one a lot more than I do Blood on Our Hands. I co-sign this one here. Cheapest copy on the market is $8. Cheapest rainbow foil on the market is $15. Spoils of War has also gone up. Again, I think they're trying to do this to make Blood on Our Hands work with Kasai. I just don't think so. All of these are actions that happen before you start swinging. So if you activate Spoils of War, your opponent could just block from here on out in the rest of the turn and then just go into the next turn and then maybe take a hit and start playing the game. Same with High Striker or whatever that card is called. So I'm just not fully seeing these cards work out with the new Kasai specifically. That's not to say they're bad in general, but I just don't get it. I just don't see it. Let me know in the comments down below if I'm wrong. Dromai didn't perform the way everyone anticipated she would, so Tome is going down a bit. This is to the relief of many Dromai players around. They're about $33 now. You can get a playset for $100. Not bad, not bad. Double Strike, 5-1 Worlds, so of course all of his cards are going to go up. Cheapest on the market right now is about $6. Cheapest foil on the market is about the same, but if you look, there's only like 10 of each of them on the market. So like another $100 in Double Strike has just disappeared completely. Erase Face, cheap, or there was a few decks in top that played it. Stick around, I'm just going to autoplay my last upload here. It was me going over all of the top decks. It wasn't like a yap session or anything. It was just kind of me talking about a few of the tech cards in each of the decks and kind of like what made them different, what set them apart from other lists of the same hero. Anyway, Erase Face was one that was somewhat popular in the top 8. Plays around Mechanologist, plays around Draconic Ninja, things like that. $8 for the cheapest rainbow foil on the market. There's definitely a little bit of movement here. Not a ton. You still have a lot of time to get in on this. Tiger Stripe Shuko, I think people just went and bought all the rainbows and forgot the cold foils existed, because if you look, the cheapest rainbow on the market is $35, and the cheapest cold foil, there's more cold foils than there is rainbows on the market, and the cheapest cold foil is also $35, so do with that information as you will. This round's on me. People aren't thinking about this card completely. There's definitely been some movement on it, but yeah, you definitely still have time to get in on it. Cheapest copy on the market is like $12. Back in Fi meta, when Fi was like the deck, this card was like $20. So I would pick up some sooner rather than later. Don't wait for Ninja to be everywhere at your locals. Try and get ahead of that and try and pick up a set of this rounds on me before that happens. Speaking of Ninja being everywhere, cheapest Dishonor on the market is $10. Cheapest Rainbow Full Dishonor, of which there's only 4 on the market, is $30. Last card I want to talk about is Crown of Dominion, and that is because this card is all but disappeared from the market. There's 4 up here, and they range from like 200 to 250 realistically. This is for the Marvel Crown of Dominion, of course. Hold the Line finally getting its time in the sun here. Cheapest copy on the market is $6.50. Definitely going up off of Fi's success, being able to play around that Art of War, slapping this in the arsenal, waiting for a big Art of War turn, and then being able to block 5 damage with 1 card. Pretty powerful stuff here. I think there's some bit of future proofing as well in this, as it plays around 3 of a Kind, Blood Rush Bellow, Tome. There's just so many things that this card plays around. Both tomes actually, because Dash.io is playing the Tome of Fendal. I meant the Draconic Tome when I said that, but now that I'm thinking about it, Tome of Fendal is also turned on by this, so I guess it's good against all of the aggro decks in the current meta. 0 for 5 in blue is pretty good, especially when it's generic, so I get why this card's finally going up. I'm glad to see it. Again, I love everything about this card. Concealed Blade, both Fi and Katsu are going to be playing this, so long as they're playing Kodachis. Actually, probably even if they're not playing Kodachis, they're going to be playing this. A blue block 3 that gives you the battle trick to turn on your Mask of Momentum or your on hits, things like that. I'm surprised this wasn't seeing more play before this. So it totally makes sense. Cheapest copy on the market is $6. Definitely gone up quite considerably in the last couple days. Earthlore Bounty, the extended art, the Majestic from Everfest, is at $23 for the cheapest copy on the market. People just excited about the new set, speccing into cards like this and getting ready for the upcoming spoilers. This one's definitely a bit speculative, but I co-sign it as well. I think that this is going to be a good card for some reason. I don't know. I just think that they're going to keep printing these Seismic Surge synergies here. Gorganian Tome, this one is a good pickup, I think, that not a lot of people are necessarily looking at right now. The new Kasai's hero ability is like if you draw a card this turn, your weapon attacks cost 1 less, so it's like a Courage of Blade hold every time you draw a card, which is just kind of puts cards like Gorganian Tome that let you draw a card in a much better spot. This is another reason that cash-in's good too. I should have mentioned this earlier when we talked about it. But being able to cash in a gold token, draw 2, that turns on your Kasai ability to make your weapons cost 1 less. Gorganian Tome, same principle. Yeah, this card hasn't really been bought up yet or anything like that. Still a ton of copies on the market. I think there's a lot of room for this card. Cheapest rainbow foil is like $10, and the cheapest regular foil is, or non-foil, regular copy, non-foil, whatever, is like $8. So I think that's a good pickup. Glint the Quicksilver. I'm not as sold on this one as I am Gorganian Tome, but Glint the Quicksilver is a card you might want to be playing anyway, depending how hard it is to give Kasai's weapon of choice go again. And so if you're looking to play it anyway, its Reprise is also serving extra duty in this deck as opposed to any other warrior, because it's also making your cards cost 1 less, right, with Kasai's hero ability due to the draw on the Reprise. TCG Player is doing a bonus bucks this Black Friday. It's going through the whole weekend, but they're doing the bonus bucks, so 10 to 15% off depending if you're a subscriber or not. There's going to be a lot of buyouts, a lot of people. This market's just going to go crazy after this weekend, so I just want to forewarn you guys, a storm is coming. You know, I told you about the new players looking at the game, the investors about to invest in the game, the new set, everything just going crazy on this market, and this is just going to make it go even crazier. In the midst of all of this current craziness, we're about to have a 15% off. If you don't know, a little insider trade secret here. the whales, the stereotypical evil investor, alpha Rudy type people, they wait for this. They see this and they pull the trigger on all the stuff they've been thinking about. So keep that in mind going into the weekend. I don't want to tell you guys to FOMO or anything. It's not what's going to happen. I'm just saying things are going to get crazy. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, rate, subscribe. Help the algorithm. Help me out just a little bit. Later, gamers.